So now the wheels are in motion and my feet are firmly under the table yet again, and I'm sitting behind the microphone. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty and talk about Black Ops 3 and how I'm finding it and what I think is, what I think about the game in its current state, because people do seem to be quite interested in, finding out what I'm saying about it, and they want me to moan, they want me to complain about it, because that's apparently what I do. I'm a whinger. I'm a whinging old Brit, a cynical Brit, like Total Biscuit. But yeah, first of all, I took a massive break from playing this game throughout Christmas. Black Ops 3 just sat on the back burner, and I was quite disappointed with that because, having the next-gen console for me has been a real big treat. And, I haven't got Fallout 4 and I haven't got Star Wars Battlefront because Santa Claus never put them in my sack, even though I did I did ask for them when I sat on his knee and said, please, Santa, I want some new games. These are the games I want. And then stood up and pulled his fake beard off and said, you're not the real Santa, you're a fake, you're a fraud. And you smell of gin. Oh shit, now I recognise you. You're Eric, the paedophile from down the road. He never delivered. He never delivered the goods as far as those two games go. So I really don't know how those two games are playing. So I was left playing on my PC, which was actually quite fun. And without blowing one's own trumpet, I'm actually getting quite good on first-person shooters on the PC. It's like I really wanted to give CSGO some good time, and I've put some man hours into that game now. I think I'm ranked at something like about 16, which might not sound a lot, but it's hard to rank up on CSGO. It takes some doing. But I'm not going to talk about CSGO now because that's for a whole other commentary and a whole other video. I'm here to talk about Black Ops 3. Now, surprisingly, when I came back to play this, it still seemed like the same game. It still seemed like there was the same old. That's the only way I can express it. The same old. And it's not just me that's encountering it. I think the last video I did before the whole hiatus thing was the David Von der Horst stop the 2-bar lag compensation, and it's still there. I still see these 2-barers at the top of the leaderboards, and they are a real force to be reckoned with. As they sort of it's hard to describe. They sort of ballet dance, and you're like, whoa, where did he come from? And they just move at such a strange pace, or if they're flying through the air, the way they fly is just so weird that they get the better of you. There's just nothing you can do about it, and they seem to be dominating a lot of the lobbies. Plus as well, sometimes you drop in these lobbies. There was one game I was playing, I was actually really comfortably doing well, and all of a sudden the whole lobby just went nuts. All the ping bars were flying up and down and having a fucking seizure. You're having one experience and then 2 minutes later you're having a completely different one. You'll have one round that's absolutely fantastic and everything seems to work as it should do, and then the next game it's just, oh my god, it's not working, I can't play this. It's kind of like alternating a good experience and then combining it with a bad, almost to keep the balance, I suppose. Sort of like playing Past the Parcel with under so many layers. I don't know, there's £1 million under so many layers, and then under one layer there's a bomb or something like that. So it's like, oh wow, I'm a millionaire. Oh, and me, bang. Oh fuck, that was unexpected. Poor Tom. He was a nice bloke, smashing. Didn't know each other long, but. And anyway, I'm a millionaire, so that was a bit grim, and it's probably going to be burnt into my retinas for the rest of my life, but I'm a millionaire, so I can pay for the therapy. And it comes to something, I noticed a Drifter video the other day, and it comes to something when Drifter's actually criticising a game. I know people say that Drifter's quite fair, and he'll sort of criticise a game with a side-handed compliment as well. He say, this is a problem, I don't like the way they do this, and I don't like the way they do that. But it's a good game, I like it. It's like looking at a girl and saying, my god, that dress makes you look so fat, you look hideous. But it brings out your eyes, sugarcoating it a little bit. But I feel as if I will be going into it a little bit more in depth, with regards to the things that are, I suppose, still need fixing as far as I'm concerned. But I will say one thing, I still do, when it's good, it's great. And that's one thing I never really had with Advanced Warfare, because for me it never really felt great. Whereas this does have its day, and I suppose I do. People have been asking me if the Net Doom helps it. I suppose maybe it does a little bit, I don't know. It certainly helps with the localization of the servers, but essentially you're getting connected to the European servers anyway. So, you know, these are dedicated servers. This is the one thing I wanted to pick up on, actually. I've said in many commentaries, we need dedicated servers, and people are like, we do have dedicated servers. Do you know what? I stand corrected. You are right. We do actually have dedicated servers, and I needed to address that. But the fact of the matter is, the dedicated servers are wank. You know, they're terrible. They're worse than P2P. I don't know whether they're just PlayStation servers and they're getting flooded out. They're certainly, I wouldn't have said that they're Activision servers, or I don't know how the whole thing works. But, you know, I've noticed a couple of host migrations during the game as well. That surprised me a little bit the other day. I don't know whether they turn the servers off and throw out P2P, but when it was actually on what I believe to be P2P, it was running fine. You know, it seemed to run a lot better than it did on the dedicated server. The hit detection was a little bit better, and the time to react, the time to kill, and the time to die all seemed slower and more stable, whereas on the dedicated server it's like you don't have time to fucking think. So like I say, you know, I just wanted to this commentary more, even though it didn't really seem to go anywhere, it was more to address the people who asked me in the last commentary, and you know, further onwards of what I'm thinking about Black Ops 3. I think it is good fun. The one thing I do like about it is you can always tell when a game has reasonably decent balancing on the weapons, and that's when everybody almost has a different gun. Now, I find that if I run out of bullets and I want to pick a gun up, it could be anything, whereas, you know, pretty much any other Call of Duty, it's like, there's a gun there, okay, it's going to be an MP7, I reckon. Yes, it's an MP7. So the weapon variation, and, you know, it sort of keeps it quite interesting, and I like using different guns, even though the XR2 is still my favourite. I don't think it's the best. I think that took a massive nerf somewhere and they made it pretty shit. But I do like that gun. I like the whole 3-burst thing. But there's pros and cons, and unfortunately the cons are quite great. And that's what almost makes it game breaking sometimes. But like I say, you know, I will pick up further on this. It's just, this commentary, as I say, was just to address the fact that I know that these issues are there, and I will be talking about them. Apocalypse done.